December 4th, 2021. It is a holiday I dare not insult anybody who celebrates it. I don't know what it really means because I've never known anyone who really celebrates it. And on the television, the most I've ever understood is that there's a word called menorah. There's eight places to light a candle, but for the real cultural importance and significance, it has not really been taught to the local population here. So I, being uneducated, will not speak on it, but it is right now during a time that they call Hanukkah. My son last night asked randomly, I'm just sitting there on the mat, being quiet with my legs up and just being centered and quiet, try to alleviate some of the pressure. And he asks me if I walk with him up to Walgreens, which I thought was an odd request, but we did. I got out of whatever I was doing, and I mustered up the energy, and we went. And then when we get there, this is what he decides he wants to purchase. I don't know why, but I do know it has an official license, which is important. And it was $30 that he had, and on the other side, and so whatever this represents for him in his little cosmic world and his little cosmic importance on nuclear timing and atomic timing, this was what he wanted to go purchase last night. And he took his own money, and we went up there and we purchased it together. He and I. And then the bottom of it looks like this. So, with that being said, so that was on December 3rd. Now, I know some people have these toys that they get prototypes, and they have them years before they actually, and they're on these like long length calendars, so I've heard, around the brokenness. I don't have access to that, but what I will say is the difference between the way that you know then and now is now has a different port system. It's battery or port, which back in the 1980s, if there was something along these lines, it didn't have a port associated with it because we didn't have ported devices. We only had access to batteries in the 1980s in this New York area, being Bayside Station, Bayside, New York 11361, and while I was out in Long Island. I never saw a port device where you can charge something or a rechargeable. That didn't come out until after or the later part of the 80s into the 90s, and definitely by 2000s. So that is a significant time-lapse change of a following of a sequence of a specific demographic area that has been under siege and under a changing effect that is now at a catastrophic level. But I don't know. So, and this is the commercial that I found the most significant this morning.
All right. Now let me do one. Okay.
I'd never heard of the company before.
UX team that helped a major university turn 20 different sites into one uncluttered experience. This is also the most uncluttered desk I've ever seen.
So,
since my mother got cancer,
AmericanEagle.com turned 20 universities into one. I don't know what 20 universities were allowed to launch websites. I don't really understand the totality of the image or the commercial that they made, but that's not unusual. That does happen a lot, especially at my level of nothingness. But where it does become significant is the fact that I'm in an O zone, and I should have been in an A zone this entire time. That's where the significance is. But instead, I've been held in a hole in the ozone, which has now made it more dangerous for myself, and I'm starting to have physical changes and health changes, which is not okay. It's an ongoing, documented, whatever, for my purpose, and whatever. It's like I belong to Thomas Jefferson. Eric Thomas Jefferson. If I belong to Eric Thomas Jefferson, why do I have to even live one day in this area? I shouldn't have been left behind. I should have been able to, at 3 or 4, I would have held his hand and walked off to wherever he was and become whatever he is. No questions asked and no love lost. I'm just confused as to how I was left this long in this nothingness with all of these other post-it notes whirling around me while I just try to stay at a quantum level unentangled from the whatever. But now I have an internal something I'm trying to detangle between a 1975, a 1976, and a 1948 or 49 problem. Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It is Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken. And it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.